So in September, I started archiving the drivin mob hashtag, which is a really great example of a digital community. Users of this hashtag get together on Twitter every Thursday night, watch 2 movies, and live tweet jokes and other comments about them to each other. The movies are selected and links for viewing found by Twitter user @drivin-mob, who used to organize a similar activity for the Turner Classic Movie channel. I archived the tweets using Martin Hawksey's Tags 5.0 program before analyzing them with the grounding theory approach. An analysis of the tweets revealed 7 categories: riffing, which is live tweeted jokes during a movie; directive, narrative; phatic, which are tweets that strengthen or confirm a sense of community; conversation, these are reply tweets directed at other Twitter users; intertextuality; and critique. These categories show the hashtag users engaging in 2 key activities via Twitter. First, the community's recreation and celebration of the fan object, and second, the creation of and investment in the social networks that create community. Mirko Schaefer writes that it takes explicit action to participate in a community and consciously produce media texts and artifacts. This is the awareness and intent to create something for a community, something to show that you are a fan. In the drivin mob tweets, these media texts and artifacts are the riffing tweets, which make up 80% of the compiled activity. Riffing tweets are the jokes hashtag users make while watching the movie. The tone of the tweets is usually satirical, often containing meta-awareness of the film or genre. As a result of the tendency to skew away from the dominant vision of the film, the resulting body of tweets produced by the fans often present a very different image of the movie. At first, it might seem a little suspect that the fans are mostly rewriting the object of their affection. But Dr. Mark Duffett, a fandom scholar, writes that fandom has at its core processes of reimagination. Together, the hashtag users are creating a new version of their fan object. This reinvention does a couple of things. First, it shows that fans are doing more than affirming affiliation. Fans are actively rewriting the movie instead of simply talking about their affection for it. Secondly, it shows that fans are aware that others are composing using the hashtag and that individual tweets are written with this audience in mind. Going hand in hand with this idea of reimagination is textual poaching, a term for fan activity that draws from the established text to create new ones. Poaching blurs the line between producer and consumer. We see this blur very clearly in the drivin mob tweets. The fan readings of the fan object both celebrate and confirm the fan object while creating and inserting an independent reading. This shift of private individuals moving from consumers only to producers-reproducers is one of the examples of what could be understood as participatory culture. Media scholar Henry Jenkins points out some things that makes participatory culture successful. Strong support for creating and sharing one's creations with others, where members believe their contributions matter, where members feel some degree of social connection with each other, at least they care what other people think they have created. The environment of the drivin mob fosters these beliefs, and creating this atmosphere encourages Twitter users to interact with each other. Social interaction ended up being almost half of the tweets in my archive. The user-to-user connections are built through retweeting, favoriting, and by members continuing someone else's joke in their own tweets. The hashtag users talk about other things, bemoan and explain missed movie nights. These tweets show that the hashtag users are doing more than identifying that they have seen the movie, they are engaging with each other. Both main categories of the drivin mob hashtag show that the users are not necessarily focused on the movies themselves, but rather on the content other fans are generating in response to those movies. In describing an information ecology, Bonnie Nardi and Vicky O'Day stress that the spotlight should be on human activities that are supported by technology, not the technology itself. This ties to Dr. Michael West, a cultural anthropologist of new media, who argues that media is no longer merely the content, like the movies, or tools of communication, like Twitter. Such an approach appears in the compiled tweets. Fans are more interested in their own and other users' production than about the canon script or anything else. Movies may be a factor in the drivin mob, but they are reinterpreted and reproduced by the individual filters of each hashtag user. In attempting to continue or build off jokes, hashtag users become more engaged with each other than with the text they are recreating. To put it in another way, quoting Brett Gaylor's Rest in Peace, a remix manifesto, the creative process is more important than the product. The shift in focus present in the drivin mob tweets recalls the poaching attitude, a queering, the subversive act of consumers assuming more power over the fan object. In this, we can see an echo of the information ecology precept of human activity being supported by a technology. Twitter is, perhaps in shorter spans, but no less emphatically, changing mere networks of interrelated participants into communities, defined by Willman and Tyndall as social networks of persons actively in contact with each other, usually exchanging companionship and social support. Through the combination of fan knowledge, the fan object, a variety of internet outlets, the weekly meetings of the Drive-In Mob hashtag become more than a few snappy one-liners. But community is not all about the fan object. As the Drive-In Mob tweets show, the investment of fans, strangers, in the shared fan object diminishes the spatial distance and moves individuals into membership of a digital community, and it is this movement that establishes an awareness of others not only as fans, but as people. This doesn't seem like enough to be counted as a community. Even in digital spaces, our idea of community often derives from ideas about villages and families where, Wellman and Gullia write, it is assumed that other community members can and will be able to provide support for a variety of weighty topics. This isn't exactly happening on the Drive-In Mob, where you probably wouldn't go for information on taxes. But the Twitter community is enabling people to explore and create, and to make some sometimes corny jokes without fear of being judged. Community is really about three things: a sense of belonging, companionship, and social support. And this is what the Drive-In Mob offers.